Have you ever felt stuck in a relationship that drains you more than it adds value? We've all been there, whether in romantic relationships, friendships, or even with family. Today, let's delve into a crucial topic: how to resolve problematic relationships effectively and peacefully. Throughout life, we encounter people who, instead of uplifting us, bring us down. The big question is, how can we break free from these shackles without unnecessary confrontation? Inspired by the principles of Stoicism, we'll learn to channel our energy towards what truly matters. The Stoics teach us to focus on what's within our control and to avoid dissipating it in futile conflicts. Therefore, recognizing when a relationship becomes toxic is essential for our peace of mind and emotional well-being. Instead of expending our energy on arguments or intense emotional reactions, true wisdom lies in quietly stepping away. Choosing this discreet path is not a sign of weakness, but rather of inner strength that protects our emotional balance. Quietly distancing ourselves allows us to keep our focus on the things that truly matter and shields us from external negativity. It's a powerful strategy to ensure that our personal space becomes a sanctuary of tranquility. In this video, we'll present 7 effective tactics to identify and resolve these problematic relationships discreetly and respectfully. Each of these strategies will help you distance yourself without causing conflicts, preserving your inner peace. Stay with us until the end, as each tip here is essential for your journey of self-discovery and personal growth. If you value your well-being and want to create a more positive environment around you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's together transform our lives and free ourselves from negative influences. Fade out. The fade-out technique stands out as a refined and efficient methodology for discreetly distancing oneself from individuals whose influence proves predominantly negative. Instead of opting for abrupt and potentially traumatic separations, this technique favors a gradual withdrawal, managing both the frequency and intensity of interactions, providing a controlled and less painful distancing process. The first step involves recalibrating communications, spacing out responses, opting for brief and impersonal messages. In social situations, it's prudent to remain physically more reserved and engage in conversations with a lesser degree of involvement. The intention is not discourtesy, but rather self-preservation of one's emotional health. Furthermore, it's vital to value and invest in relationships that are genuinely positive and enriching. Allocating your time and energy to these healthy interactions allows for a smooth and natural transition of focus. This method of distancing enables maintaining elegance and personal integrity, avoiding the emotional strains commonly associated with direct confrontations. By implementing this progressive reduction in intimacy and presence, a conducive environment is created for both parties to calmly adjust to new relational dynamics. This strategy not only protects emotional balance, but also prompts reflection on the importance of cultivating and maintaining relationships that truly add value to life. Fade out is a conscious and respectful approach, ideal for those who wish to safeguard their serenity without compromising dignity or mutual respect in interpersonal relationships. Routine transformation. Changing habits and routines emerges as a pragmatic and effective strategy to reduce contact with individuals who drain your emotional energy. Sharing common spaces or following similar routines with someone who adversely affects us can turn routine encounters into sources of tension and unease. A perceptive way to circumvent this dynamic is to adapt your daily itinerary or frequent new environments, thus silently and gradually removing these negative influences from your life. This practice resonates deeply with the precepts of Stoicism, a philosophy that advocates the importance of controlling one's own life and minimizing external disturbances. According to the Stoics, we should concentrate our efforts on areas within our control, accepting and adapting to what is beyond our domain. Adjusting our own habits to avoid toxic interactions is a brilliant example of this doctrine. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus stated that we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. In this sense, by consciously choosing to modify our daily practices, we are not only avoiding problematic people, but also redefining our perception of how we should interact with the world around us. By consciously choosing when and where to be present, you establish an environment conducive to your peace of mind. This process not only improves your quality of life, but also reaffirms your commitment to self-management and personal autonomy. Redesigning daily routines allows you to create a space that reflects and supports your values and your pursuit of tranquility. Furthermore, by implementing these changes, we are practicing the Stoic virtue of proactivity regarding our emotional and physical well-being. By cultivating an environment that is favorable to us, we reaffirm our commitment to a life governed by reason and balance, values cherished by Stoicism. Thus, this habit transformation is not just a matter of logistics, but a profound exercise in introspection and self-improvement. Conflict minimization, preserving brief and neutral interactions, proves to be an effective strategy for discreetly distancing oneself from individuals who bring emotional discomfort without causing unnecessary turmoil or drama. Engaging in prolonged or emotionally charged dialogues can inadvertently reinforce the bonds one wishes to break, nurturing connections we would rather avoid. By restricting communication to essential and superficial interactions, one safeguards their own emotional energy and focuses on a healthy separation. This methodology not only prevents the escalation of tensions, but also facilitates a less painful and more discreet disengagement. By keeping interactions at a superficial level, those involved progressively lose interest in intensifying the relationship, which facilitates a natural distancing devoid of confrontation. Furthermore, this type of interaction management aligns with the notion of preserving personal serenity. Avoiding unnecessary confrontations is not merely a matter of evasion, it is a conscious exercise in setting boundaries, reflecting a deliberate choice for maintaining inner peace over emotional turmoil. By opting for brief and neutral dialogues, we are actually practicing a form of self-care, protecting ourselves from potentially draining dynamics and conserving our energy for the areas of life we truly value. Thus, by adopting this approach to interaction, not only is the distancing from unwanted relationships effectively managed, but also a commitment to a more tranquil and controlled lifestyle is reaffirmed, where emotional well-being takes priority. Identification of toxic relationship signs. Accurately recognizing the signs of a toxic relationship constitutes the fundamental initial step before considering the silent severance of ties. This step is crucial as it facilitates an objective assessment of the impact of interactions on your mental and emotional health. Behaviors such as constant manipulation, disproportionate criticism, and a lack of respect for your personal boundaries are clear manifestations of toxicity. Moreover, a harmful relationship may also be characterized by the absence of emotional support, unfair competition, and an imbalance in emotional exchanges, where one party often feels drained or undervalued. The ability to identify these indicators not only strengthens your position, but also empowers you to make more informed and conscious choices about which bonds to nurture and which to avoid. This process of recognition not only protects your emotional integrity, but also promotes a greater understanding of behavioral patterns that can be harmful. Thus, by being alert and aware of signs of toxicity, you arm yourself with the necessary knowledge to manage or even terminate interactions that are counterproductive to your well-being. Identifying these destructive characteristics is more than an act of self-defense. It is a form of self-compassion. By distancing yourself from harmful relationships and opting for healthier environments, you not only improve your quality of life, but also reaffirm your commitment to self-respect and personal growth. Thus, the recognition of signs of toxicity in relationships becomes a powerful tool in the pursuit of a more balanced and happy existence. Emotional impact assessment. Carefully analyzing the emotional and mental impact caused by interactions with harmful individuals is a crucial step in the process of silently distancing oneself from these individuals. This introspective examination is essential for a deep understanding of how certain relationships influence your mood and overall well-being. By recognizing that certain people consistently drain your energy, provoke anxiety, or exacerbate feelings of inadequacy, it becomes evident that these bonds are detrimental to your emotional health. This type of reflection is vital because toxic relationships often have an accumulative effect, intensifying their negative impact over time. The ability to identify and evaluate these effects allows you to make more informed choices about how to manage or even end these interactions. Understanding the dynamics of these relationships is more than an assessment. It is an act of self-awareness and self-preservation. Reflecting on these dynamics helps identify not only the immediate effects, but also the long-term influence of these interactions on your emotional balance. Furthermore, this evaluation process offers a clear perspective on the need to establish firmer boundaries or engage in more robust self-care practices. By understanding and proactively responding to the emotional impact of harmful relationships, you not only improve your current quality of life, but also strengthen your defenses against future emotional vulnerabilities. Thus, emotional impact assessment is not just a step in the distancing process. It is an integral part of maintaining your mental health and striving for a healthier and more harmonious environment. Focus on new friendships and relationships. When you decide to silently cut ties with people who add negativity to your life, it becomes essential to redirect your attention and energy towards developing new friendships and strengthening existing relationships that are healthy and beneficial. This redirection is a proactive step, not only to rebuild your social circle, but also to solidify your emotional support during a potentially challenging period. By investing in relationships that cultivate mutual respect, support, and personal growth, you establish an environment conducive to your recovery and evolution. This renewed focus on building and nurturing positive connections not only enhances your immediate well-being, but also significantly contributes to your long-term emotional resilience. The importance of this process lies in its ability to replace toxic influences with interactions that enrich and uplift. Healthy relationships provide a vital source of support, understanding, and motivation, which are fundamental elements for personal development and happiness. By forming new connections, you not only expand your social horizon, but also promote an environment where positivity can thrive and sustain. Therefore, by focusing on cultivating new friendships and strengthening valuable bonds, you not only rebuild your support network, but also reaffirm your commitment to a more rewarding and harmonious lifestyle. This redirection is an affirmation of your own worth and your determination to live a life full of enriching and meaningful relationships. Prudent management of social networks. In the digital era, where connectivity is ubiquitous, social networks can become both arenas of conflict and instruments of empowerment, especially when managing toxic relationships. To silently break ties without triggering discord, it is wise to use social networks with moderation and prudence. Adjusting privacy settings to control who can view your posts and interactions is a fundamental step to safeguard your peace. Additionally, reflecting on the content you choose to share online can be an effective measure. Limiting or carefully selecting the information you disclose can significantly reduce the chances of unwanted confrontations. By decreasing the visibility of your daily activities on digital platforms, you consequently reduce opportunities for negative comments or invasive interactions from those you are distancing yourself from. This strategic approach not only protects your privacy, but also contributes to a more controlled and tranquil online experience. Through discreet use of social networks, you can maintain a digital presence while limiting the influence of potentially harmful interactions. This practice not only facilitates the transition to necessary distancing, but also reinforces the importance of establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries in the virtual environment. Thus, by adapting how you engage and what you reveal on social networks, you are proactively setting the tone for your digital interactions and ensuring that they positively contribute to your emotional well-being and personal security. Establishing clear boundaries. Setting clear boundaries is crucial for preserving your emotional health and maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships, especially when dealing with problematic situations or individuals. These boundaries serve as essential guidelines that inform others about what is expected and acceptable in their interactions with you, and which behaviors are considered inappropriate or harmful. Being assertive in communicating these boundaries is an indispensable skill. This involves expressing your expectations clearly and directly, leaving no room for misunderstandings. It's important to communicate resolutely but respectfully, ensuring that your message is understood and taken seriously. This process also requires consistency. Boundaries should be reinforced regularly and adapted as needed to reflect changes in your needs or circumstances. Identifying your own values and needs is the first step in establishing effective boundaries. This may involve deep reflection on your past experiences, your expectations for the future, and how you wish to be treated by others. Ask yourself which aspects of your relationships currently cause discomfort or stress, and consider how clear communication of your boundaries could alleviate these tensions. By setting boundaries, you not only protect yourself from unwanted interactions, but also cultivate an environment where mutual respect flourishes. For example, if you feel drained by long phone conversations that encroach on your personal time, setting a clear limit on the duration or frequency of these calls can help preserve your energy. Similarly, if unconstructive criticism has been a source of tension in a relationship, specifying that only constructive feedback is welcome can create a more positive dynamic. Finally, communicating these boundaries involves not only talking about your needs, but also being prepared to act on them. This may mean reducing contact with someone who consistently violates your boundaries or requesting specific changes in people's behavior. By doing so, you reaffirm your commitment to your own well-being and establish a standard of mutual respect and care in all your relationships. Thus, establishing boundaries is not just a measure of self-protection. It is a fundamental component for fostering interpersonal relationships that are genuinely nurturing and enriching. By setting and maintaining clear boundaries, you ensure that your emotional life remains resilient and healthy, free from disturbances caused by harmful interactions. Unveil the secrets of ancient wisdom to overcome the challenges of the 21st century in the e-book, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges. Discover how to cultivate resilience, achieve prosperity, and strengthen your relationships. Don't miss this opportunity. Secure your copy now. Link in the pinned comment. We've reached the end of this video where we discussed powerful strategies for dealing with problematic relationships effectively and calmly. Remember, choosing calm amid chaos is a sign of strength. By applying the tactics presented, you'll be protecting your inner peace and creating an environment conducive to achieving your goals. Silently distancing yourself from toxic influences is an act of self-love. Each strategy, from progressive disengagement to the careful use of social media, has been designed to help you thrive. If you found these tips helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support is essential and motivates us to continue creating impactful content. Share with friends and family who may benefit from these strategies. Leave your comments below. We want to hear your opinions and experiences. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Together, let's build a community of support and growth. Thank you for joining us. You deserve relationships that uplift you. Until the next video, take good care of yourself.